Adam Silver, you cooked. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Max Sports Entertainment. My name is Deepak Shankar, and here we're back with a reaction to the NBA schedule, some of the early games that have come out for opening night and Christmas Day. Break those games down a little bit. Obviously, with the season starting in a couple months, a lot could change between now and then, but still, very exciting time of the year to get that schedule release. And if you like more of this content, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on post notifications, share, all that good stuff. Helps out the channel, and thank you in advance. And so, yeah, opening night Tuesday, October 20th. For the first time, we have a 3 p.m. Game between the Celtics and the Pistons in Detroit. Pretty interesting. I kind of do like those afternoon sports, but also at the same time, it can be difficult because a lot of people are in school or in work. So the fact that the first game of the year is starting at 3 p.m. I have mixed feelings about it, but we'll see how it goes this year. And then if it's something that the NBA and Adam Silver will continue with going forward, but definitely a really good matchup. And then after that, the game that I knew for sure was going to be on opening night, the Philadelphia 76ers, the new look Sixers, LeBron, Jaylen Brown, and the rest of them at the defending champion New York Knicks. You got LeBron, you got New York, you got all sorts of storylines. These two teams have history. It's New York and Philly. The Knicks, like I said, won the championship last year. It's it's obviously their banner night, first time in over a century. I mean, the atmosphere is going to be crazy. It's going to be, um, yeah, absolutely electric. And so, really looking forward to that one. I mean, that was pretty much inevitable. Once you, as soon as really LeBron came to the Sixers, that um, Sixers at Knicks was going to be one of the opening night games. I mean, like, yeah, you get Philly, New York, super close to each other. Two contending teams. They both played in the playoffs last year. A rematch of the playoffs last year where the Knicks won, but obviously the Sixers are a much different team, and the Knicks lost a couple pieces, but still mostly the same team. So we'll see if the Sixers, my Sixers, let's go. Can't wait for that game. By the way, have closed the gap, and so that should be one of the games of the year, and we get it right off the bat on opening night in the world's most famous arena at Madison Square Garden. And then after that, we got a rematch of another amazing game, rematch of the Western Conference Finals last year. That was terrific between the Thunder and the Spurs. Great series last year, went 7 games. You get Wemby, you get Shea, the Finals MVP, the Wemby, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, got to the Finals in his first playoff run. That game's in San Antonio, so that should be a lot of fun. And that's a great choice by the league, where you really get, especially with those last 2 games I mentioned, the 4 clear-cut title favorites really in the NBA this year. And so you get them all playing on opening night right away. So that should be a lot of fun. And then also, just the LeBron effect bias as a Sixers fan, the fact that we're also playing on Thanksgiving Eve as well against the Miami Heat is pretty crazy. We have the most national TV games. It's just, yeah. I mean, you could argue that LeBron, even at 42 years old, is still the face of the NBA, which is just unbelievable to think about. And obviously, Adam Silver was begging him to, choose a place when he was taking a long time with his free agency because wherever LeBron signed was going to massively affect the NBA schedule. And so, and because of this, you don't see the Lakers anymore on opening night, which is pretty crazy and very rare to see, especially because it's not even like they're bad. I mean, they do have Luca and Austin Reeves, so they have star power. It's still LA, it's still the Lakers, but the fact that they didn't get an opening night game just shows you the power of one LeBron leaving a franchise and then one LeBron joining a franchise. And then Christmas Day, bunch of really good games too. Starts off rematch of the finals last year, Spurs Knicks, really close 5 game series. Young up and coming Spurs, veteran established Knicks trying to defend their title. We'll see if the Spurs can get a little bit of revenge. We'll see if they finally figured out how to close out games, unlike in the NBA Finals. So that should be a good one in MSG at 12 p.m. And then after that, Heat at Celtics should be a good one. That's been an age-old rivalry for the past 15 years or so, going all the way back to the Big Three Celtics versus the Big Three Heat in the early 2010s, and then onwards. More recently, even though he got traded, but Jimmy Butler when he was with the Heat, and then Tatum with the Celtics. They had been going back and forth for a while, and then you got the Sixers at the Lakers once again. LeBron Christmas Day record, 21 straight um, years he's played on Christmas Day. Sixers traveling to LA to take on the Lakers, taking LeBron taking on his former team. So that should be a good game. You kind of get that LeBron Luca dynamic going there. The even Jaylen Brown Luca dynamic to a lesser extent, obviously with their history from the 2024 finals. Um, and then you get after that Oklahoma City at the Timberwolves. Should be a really good game, even though I am a little bit worried about that game because even though the Timberwolves they have shaken up their team a little bit, they usually don't really play that well against Oklahoma City, and a lot of those games tend to be end up being blowouts, especially like their Western Conference Final series a couple years ago. So we'll see if that changes and they can give us a good game this time around. If the Timberwolves can stick in it, obviously traded for LaMelo Ball. OKC had to let go of Lou Dort, Aaron Wiggins, a couple of guys, and then had to basically make some moves on the margins with letting guys go, drafting guys, etc. So we'll see if the Timberwolves have closed the gap. And then lastly, you get the Nuggets at the Warriors. Another really good game. Um, Teams that I think they played in the playoffs, 3 years ago. Obviously, the teams are much different since then, much older, especially too. But you still get Steph Curry, greatest shooter of all time. Nikola Jokic, arguably the greatest passer of all time, one of the greatest centers ever. And then Steph Curry, in my opinion, the greatest point guard ever. So, two absolute superstars, two legends. And then I would say the Nuggets are still a fringe contender at least. The Warriors probably wash. So, obviously, a lot of it will depend on if Steph is able to play in that game. I mean, they do get Jimmy Butler back, but their whole starting lineup is 35 years and older. So, it'll be tough for them to, I think, compete overall this year. But I think if they're healthy, solid, it'll be a solid game on Christmas Day. And so, you got all the big stars, like I said, all the superstars, both a lot of the legends. You get LeBron and Steph opening night Christmas Day, obviously, and then you get also the best guys in the world in their primes playing on Christmas Day. Because obviously, you got Wemby and Shea, like we talked about. You got Luca. You got Giannis too, who we didn't mention actually. He has some history when he was with Milwaukee, going against the Celtics. Now he's with Miami, so he kind of joins that rivalry and brings his own rivalry and history with the Celtics. Giannis versus Tatum, and now the Celtics look different now that Jaylen Brown's in Philly. So a lot of movement. One of the craziest off seasons, if not the craziest off season ever. So, these two days will be a real indicator of just how different or similar these teams are compared to where they were last year and the previous couple of years overall before this year. So I can't wait to watch it. We'll be tuned in, especially as a Sixers fan. I mean, I'm counting down the days to LeBron's opening game with the Sixers. It's going to be amazing, and to see what Jaylen Brown will do. Embiid looks like he's lost a bunch of weight. Has really gotten into shape. Maxey, VJ, seeing how they develop, seeing what even the bench pieces like Anthony Simons, and Dean Wade, guys like that. LeBaron Fillon, the rookie. We'll see what those guys can bring to the table. But I'm just absolutely stoked. And obviously the teams should be healthy, and so there won't be any excuses. And even though it's the regular season, the games will be fun, be exciting, and it'll kind of be a barometer, especially for the Sixers, to see where they are, what they're good at, what they need to improve on. And then same with a lot of these teams, and just evaluating where they're at, and then what they need to do for where they need to go down the line, obviously in April, May, and June. And so, that's all I had. Appreciate you guys for listening. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, turn on post notifications, and all that good stuff. And catch you guys in the next one.